thank you for joining another one of our Sarcoidosis UK videos. We're delighted today that it's the first day of National Sarcoidosis Awareness Month, and we've got loads of exciting plans. We just thought we'd do a quick video to update you all. If you haven't already seen our webpage about what we've got going on this month, there's loads of ways for everyone to get involved, whether you want to be involved with fundraising yourself, raising awareness, or getting involved with other activities we've got going on throughout the month. We're just going to talk you through how you can do those few options. But firstly, thank you to everyone who's been supporting Sarcoidosis UK over the past year. Last Awareness Month in 2021, we saw fantastic levels of success. We saw sarcoidosis being spoken about on so many different outlets, and it was great to see that over the last year we've really managed to up our efforts and spread the word even more, and hopefully this month is going to be even better than last year's. So to kick off, we've got two fundraising challenges that you can get involved with. The first one is our Warrior Walk. So the challenge is to walk 10,000 steps every day in April for Sarcoidosis Awareness Month. And you can sign up to that one by clicking the link in the description of this video. You'll be doing that via the platform called Give Penny. It's really simple and easy to use and to sign up, but if you do have any questions, then be sure to email me at charlene@sarcoidosisuk.org and I can help you through that. If that challenge doesn't seem right for you, then we have got our Build Your Own Marathon Challenge. This option gives you the option to do anything that you would like with your fundraiser challenge. So if you do want to do a walk-in challenge, you could do one that is fewer steps, a smaller distance. If you didn't want to do something physical at all, then you could do giving something up for a month. Or anything you like. This option is really creative and we've given you complete flexibility with what you would like to do. Sarcoidosis affects people in so many different ways, so it's only right that our fundraising challenges are able to suit that and mean that you can really challenge it yourself in your own way and do whatever you see fit for the month of April. Also, we've got our Spotify playlist for Awareness Month, so this is another fantastic way to get involved if doing something physical or you're not up for a challenge isn't kind of what you want to do for the month. All you have to do is click the link in our bio, make a small donation or a donation of any amount, and you can add one of your songs to our Spotify playlist. So the aim for this, we want it to be an uplifting playlist to help people going through a difficult time with sarcoidosis, or if you'd like to add a song that reminds you of someone with sarcoidosis or has put a smile on your face during a difficult time, then all you have to do is make a donation, and these songs are all going to come together to form our Awareness Month playlist. In terms of other things we've got going on that you can raise awareness yourself with, we've got new Facebook frames, new items in our shop, so be sure to check those out. We're going to be sharing graphics throughout the month that you can share on your own social media channels, and you can share with family and friends about sarcoidosis. We've of course got all our usual information sources, so if you do need anything throughout the month to help you spread awareness, like information leaflets or any merchandise, then do be sure to contact us and we can help you arrange those. As for our plans towards the end of the month, we've got a very exciting event happening on the 28th of April. This is our Sarcoidosis Patient Day, and it's in partnership with the Royal Brompton and Harefields Hospitals. Many of you will know that we held one of these patient days last year in Sarcoidosis Awareness Month as well, and it was a really terrific event. We hear from leading sarcoidosis specialists in the country, and it's a fantastic opportunity to get the most up-to-date information that you can. There are going to be a total of 8 sessions throughout the day, so we'll be hearing from numerous speakers, and you'll have your chance to get your questions answered as well. This is taking place, as I said, on the 28th of April from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. And if you would like to register for this event, you can do so by clicking the link in the description. The tickets for this event are free, but any donations would be extremely appreciated. It's only with your donations that we are able to hold events like these, so of course anything would be extremely appreciated and really help continue our vital work. In terms of today, we have got a Twitter takeover where the slot is from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. over on the Genetic Alliance UK Twitter channel. So please do go check that out to see us take over their Twitter channel. We'll be spreading information about Sarcoidosis Awareness Month, and it would be great to see some engagement from a few familiar faces and our supporters on there. So today I'm very glad to be joined by Juliet Coffer. Many of you will know her as one of our very significant fundraisers from last year. She was involved with Awareness Month, and she's come on here today to talk to us about why raising awareness is so important, and to kind of give a bit of inspiration to a lot of you who may be wondering, how can I get involved? So Juliette, thanks so much for joining us. It's great to have you here.
Hi, great to be here, Charlene.
Really great to have you. I know that many people who will be watching will recognise your face, will know who you are. But for those who aren't aware, do you just want to give a little bit of a summary about how you came to be involved with Sarcoidosis UK and what you got up to last Awareness Month?
Yeah, absolutely. I have never really been a fundraiser because physically I've not ever been in a position to. And last year I got a text message from the Brompton saying that the Patient Awareness Day was on and it was being run by your charity. I signed up for the Patient Day, which was absolutely brilliant. I have to say, from a user perspective, if you get a chance, do join in. I learned more in one day than about some things than I've learned in 18 years of having the disease. So definitely worth a sign up. And whilst I was signing up, I came across your Warrior Walk, which said 100 miles, walk 100 miles in a month last year. Well, with my lungs, 100 miles a month isn't a distance I could carry. And because it had been locked down and because we were shielding, I was kind of like, it would be great if I could do something. There was the Captain Tom inspiration around at that time. Everybody was, you know, chipping up and doing. And I thought there must be something that I can do. And I put my thinking cap on and it was completely random. And I thought, well, I walk 100 meters a day in my house, just around the house. I'm not very mobile. And we calculated how many times I moved around from room to room. And it was no more than about 100 meters in a day. And I thought, well, what if I walked the same amount again? So it would be like a challenge. And we did some practice runs and I did 100 meters and I was okay. I tried one day, tried 200 meters the next day under the diligent eye of my husband, who was my trainer, and I was okay for 200. And then I tried 300 because I thought, oh, maybe I can walk further. And I ended up in bed exhausted. So it's a question of knowing your limits, first of all. I sacked my husband as my trainer at that point and then carried on in my own merry way. So he was put back on juice duty. But the point is we all have a limit that we can go to, and it's about understanding. I was worried people would think 100 meters a day was silly. There's a silly amount, 3,000 meters in a month. And as it turned out, people actually were inspired by my wanting to do it and to push myself beyond my normal realm. So I took it on. It became an amazing month of fundraising. I ended up, instead of doing 3,000 meters in the month, I did 4,100. So I pushed myself a little bit further than I could. All done and said with, I had some fundraising on the page, and also some of the funding was matched. So we took over £40,000 last year. And all I did was I walked backwards and forwards for 100 meters a day in my living room. Didn't leave the house, in my living room. I did what I could do. I'm on oxygen, so I'm 24/7 on oxygen. So I'm a bit more limited, don't have great mobility, but I did what was possible. And I never believed I could do something like that. It's quite amazing to know that if you set your mind to something that is achievable, that you can do it. So that was me last year. This year, I hadn't planned on doing anything because unfortunately I've had a bad run of health. And I was in touch with you guys recently, and you told me about the Build Your Own Marathon, which I think is a brilliant idea, because we're not all the same. We can't all do the same thing. Some of us can run 100 miles in a month. Some of us can run 1 mile in a month. And you've done this amazing thing which allows people to choose what they'd like to do. So when I first told my husband that you were doing it, he asked me to keep quiet for 1 hour a day, was the original suggestion, because as you can tell, I do talk a lot. And I said that wasn't possible. So we discounted that idea. But then I thought about it. I thought, well, last year I did double your distance. So this year, unfortunately, I only get around about 30 meters in a day walking. So I'm going to do 35 meters a day, which is 10 laps of my hallway or my landing here between me and the bedroom. And I called it the hallway hike. And I'm going to try and do it again for a month. You know, last year's was my dream about running a marathon because I'd always wanted to run a marathon. But it's all about, it makes you feel, I can't begin to describe how it makes you feel to achieve something that's, to some people, is so small, but yet for you is a mammoth task. And my doctors want me walking a bit more. So even if I walk 30 meters more a day, it's going to be a good thing. And then you achieve it and you raise, or however much you can raise, it's all going into a very great cause. This is a very great charity. I'm really pleased to have come across them. I'm very proud to be part of putting something back into you guys, because you work so hard and provide so much for us, that if I can give back a little bit to other people so they can benefit, then I will try and fundraise in whatever way, shape or form I can. And that's where Build Your Own Marathon comes into it, really.
No, that's fantastic, Juliet. And it wouldn't be where we are without you if, you know, you kind of inspired us last year about the whole Build Your Own Marathon Challenge idea. Because as you said, it is so important that everyone takes on a challenge that's suitable for them. We're all different. And of course, as we said at the beginning, sarcoidosis does affect people in so many different ways. And you touched on there, you joked about your husband saying, you know, you could give up talking for a day. But if you are a chatterbox, that could be something that genuinely, that could be your challenge for a month, you know, to have a sponsored silence for a day. Or the ideas really are limitless, and it's this challenge is very much what you make it. So if I said, as I said, if the Warrior Walk this year, we've got round 2 of it, but if that's not something that suits you, then this Build Your Own Marathon really is a great chance to get involved. And we had so many fantastic fundraisers as well as Juliet last year, you know, kind of do things of their own. Some people did their own mini triathlon. Some people just did, you know, kind of sponsored days, or if they had like a hobby, then, you know, kind of use that to do a fundraiser. So we really want this year to be inclusive for everyone, and that's what it's all about as well, raising awareness together as a community. The Sarcoidosis UK community is stronger together than we are apart, and we are a small charity, but we can make a really great difference through the work that we do. And of course we can only do that through your fundraising. So if you are able to take on a challenge, every bit of fundraising really does help us. As Juliet said, it's going towards a really fantastic cause. So thanks so much for explaining kind of how you came to find us, and that we're of course so grateful to have you on board. And then just in terms of kind of raising awareness then, what's the kind of key motivator been for you? Obviously you're a sarcoidosis patient yourself. Why do you think raising awareness is so important of this rare disease, and why is it important that we really push things forward this month?
It wasn't until last year that I realised how few people knew about sarcoidosis. I may have been quite lucky to always have had a GP who, if not knowing, understood I had the disease. So I always just got on with it and dealt with the disease. But being on patient day, on the patient awareness day, and then when I was doing the fundraising, I set out to raise awareness, but it wasn't until I started doing it and I joined the Facebook group that I understood how little awareness there was. And it's so important that people get the right treatment, that they get the right assistance and the right help. And I got the press coverage, I got on local TV, I got on the papers, and people actually wrote to me and said, thank you for bringing this to people's attention, because people struggle at work, people struggle with their GPs, they struggle with their family, for people to understand what the disease does and how it affects them. And so for me, it's so important. People have said to me, thank you, we didn't know about this. So whenever I speak to a medical professional, if I have a district nurse out or a new GP, I say, do you know about this? Go to this website. I've made sure my local surgeries refer people just in a small way, so that the next sarcoid patient that comes along knows that you guys exist. They know, the doctors have it in their mind that the disease exists, and people in general society learn how to pronounce it. I found that's always a one to get people used to, but understand it's a disease, it's invisible, and that it affects so many of us in so many different ways, that they just don't know. People just have never heard of the disease. So it was a great learning experience to learn that we really have to teach people. And my big thing is education. If you don't educate people, they can't understand. So by trying to get my message out there last year off the back of the fundraising, it gave me an opportunity and a privilege to put that message out on a bigger scale than I would have done otherwise. And I know that off of the back of the local news broadcast, they filmed me finishing the walk. You guys got a check from a lovely lady who said she'd seen me and she wanted to help, and etc. So it puts the message out there, and people are touched by it. People are touched by the illness and what we go through and how we suffer. So very important to get that awareness out there.
No, completely, definitely. And it can even be something as simple as, speaking to friends who you might not know a lot about it, speaking to work colleagues. We have got some kind of information available on our Awareness Month website page, a press release style of what Sarcoidosis UK is doing this month, if that's something that you maybe wanted to share with your work and get them to email around the office. Even something simple like that, it can make people aware of what sarcoidosis is, and then you never know, they might come into some contact with someone who has sarcoidosis down the line, and they might go, oh yes, I remember what sarcoidosis is. That's how we get the ball rolling with these things, and the conversation throughout Awareness Month is something that we really want to continue, and that would be also another great way for you guys watching to get involved, is to interact with us on social media, get involved with our online conversation, and make sure that we're spreading the word as much as possible, to try and raise awareness on an even greater scale. We, of course, as a charity, are trying to do more this year to engage with medical professionals and improve awareness in the medical community. We've got some exciting plans around that we'll be very keen to share with you when we can. But of course, the Awareness Month, it is the most important time of year for us. Our work is important all year round. However, this is the month that we really get to shout about it. And we're excited to be hosting all of these range of activities that you guys can get involved with. So I hope that some of you have been inspired by what Juliet has said. And as we've said, the challenge really can be what you make it. If you do have any ideas that you'd like to discuss with our team, then be sure to get in contact with us. We, of course, will provide any fundraising support that you need or any support throughout the month. And then, of course, if there's anything else that you'd like to speak to us about, any kind of ideas that you've got of your own, we're always keen to hear them. So yeah, we're really excited for the month ahead, extremely excited for our patient day at the end of the month, so do be sure to register for that. And of course, if you can at any point to make a donation to Sarcoidosis UK at any time throughout the month, that is always extremely appreciated. So thank you so much for joining us, Juliet. It's been great just to chat to you, and yeah, I'm sure you're as excited for Awareness Month as we are. It's come round very quickly.
I think we could also have made a few husbands and wives excited at the thought of an hourly silence.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a great option to consider.
Could have inspired a few households.
Exactly. No, we're going to be posting some more ideas throughout the month of ways that you could get involved with the Build Your Own Marathon. That one is a really easy one that you can start at any point throughout the month. If you can't start it today, then you can start it next week. Anything that you can do would be extremely appreciated. So yeah, I hope to see loads of you getting involved. As I said, please do contact us if you've got any questions, and we look forward to sharing all of our plans with you throughout the month. So thanks, Juliet. It's been great chatting to you, and happy National Sarcoidosis Awareness Month, everyone.